to the freezer to get some hamburgers, and the hooves were in there, and I just thought, oh crap, I'm out of battery. Okay, got me some battery. But anyway, Karen, concerning your horse, I can't remember his name, I'm sorry, and how I told you had a deceiving foot, that you could do these measurements on it, and you think you're bringing the toe back in the breakover so things are right, but the whole hoof is full of a laminar wedge, and so the measurements are deceiving. The whole hoof, the whole bottom of the hoof is just kind of slid forward and is out from under place of where the coffin bone is. Now, I was thinking about, seeing that on your horse. And then I went to get a hamburger, and I'm looking at these hooves I have in the fridge, and I thought, well, I wonder if that's going on with that with that foot, because first time I saw this mare and she was live and stuff, I thought her coffin bone was right here, and I thought I could lift up a flap and put it back, and I thought I was seeing bone or, the inner foot or whatever in there. Well, 4 years later, when I finally pulled the hoof capsule off, I found that the coffin bone was in reality right here. The tip of it is right here. I drilled this hole right. In fact, I drilled these holes right here to show me where the coffin bone was in this foot. And so the coffin bone is right here. Now normally, when a foot is right, when the base of the foot is under the inner foot where it's supposed to be, you can figure that the coffin bone is about a thumb's width. You put your thumb on the apex of the frog, and you figure your coffin bone ends right about here. Okay, but that's not the way it is in this foot. I'll show you now. I've done all these measurements. Now, I have used Cheryl's hoof ring and still do on occasion, but I also pretty much do something else. I definitely use her way to find the heel height. That has just improved everything for me. Me personally, I find when I use this, it gets out of shape sometimes on me. But I use that. I do some other things too. What I do though is I find the heel height down here. Okay, then I mark. Then I find the middle of the foot. Then I measure. Get out of here, cat. Okay. Then I measure from the baseline back here to the fulcrum line or the middle of the foot, like so. Okay. Then I take that measurement and I double it. Oh, I'm sorry. I measure from there to there, and I measure from there to there, and that tells me where my toe should be. And according to this is just about right. Now, I didn't measure this horse. I just chopped some of his toes off when it was laying down to try and help it. So I went out, I got this foot. I thought, is this foot deceiving us? Sure enough, it is. So I'm going to show you some. Okay, now you see that my measurements were right on with the ruler. Half here, half there. Okay, sorry if I keep moving the camera. Okay, another way to measure is like this. Right here, there's your hoof ring. Okay, all looks kosher. Okay, and I have another way of doing it, which is David Familo's hoof line rule. Let's put where you put this little point here on the apex of the frog, and you measure equal distances to the toe and the heel. It's based on a zero center line ruler. Okay, 5.5. Well, this is about right. 5.5. Let's move it up just a hair. Okay, 5, and this is 6. Actually, David Familla's hoofline ruler gives us a better measurement, but still, it's about the same. Okay? Again, this foot has deceived you because of the huge laminar wedge in it and the fact that the whole thing has gravitated forward out from underneath the foot. Okay, I'll show you here. I don't know if you can see this. Okay? See where this goes straight down here? That's where I drilled the hole, right down there. Okay? The coffin bone is right at the edge of the apex of this frog because this frog has stretched forward. See, the whole foot has stretched forward. Okay, there is that much of a laminar wedge in that toe. See, it's just when you have a huge laminar wedge and the whole foot gravitates forward and looks kind of like a normal foot, it deceives you. And so, again, here, let's look at this. Okay? There we go. That much hoof wall in between the inner foot or coffin bone and the toe of the hoof wall. Okay? Should be more like that. Okay? So, as long, this laminar wedge goes all the way up to the toe, just like in your horse's foot. See there again? Okay, that's straight down. This shows you how far that goes out. See, and another thing was back here, these bars had lifted up the foot also. Now, I cut this part off right here, but this hoof wall come up like this and shoved way up into the coronary band. See, it was more like that. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting. So here's a deceiving foot that we would never be able to fix unless we found out exactly where the coffin bone is. See that hole down there? Okay, see it right there? A little hole. We would never be able to fix that foot if we didn't find out where the breakover was. So let's figure out where the breakover is. Again, it's that wide. That's too wide. I wonder how wide that, well, heck, duh. How wide is that? Okay, well, 5 centimeters to the toe. 5 centimeters, that's way too, you see, I'm saying 5 because, see, I cut off that much toe. Okay? So, if we go from that hole where the tip of the coffin bone is and go out, by the time this wall would have ended, it would have been 5 centimeters. That is way too far in front of the tip of the coffin bone. Okay? So that's how thick this laminar wedge is. Now, okay, you can imagine the horse's foot in there. Every time he walks, it's just putting tremendous stress and pressure on the heels and kind of jamming this up into his foot. Yeah, it would be painful. Okay, oop. Anyway, thought you might be interested in that. Bye-bye. Oh, before I go, okay, you see the laid over bar? Why you should clean your bars? Look at, because then your sole shoves up and pushes up into your foot. Your poor horse has that sticking up in a bone underneath. Yeah. Yep. Oh, where am I looking at? See, that one isn't as bad, but it's still bad. That one is like humongous. Ouch. Okay, again, big, thick, fat toe with a laminar wedge. Somehow, we got to figure out how to get that toe back, whether you know, rasp down to back there. I don't know. I guess you could rasp down up into here where your breakover's supposed to be. Where would your breakover be in that foot? It's very confusing. Okay, I figured it out. So if I was going to fix that foot, okay, here's the coffin bone. Okay, I'd have to make the wall, I'd have to bring the wall back at least this much further, take that off to even get a start, of that thing growing out, you know. The wall should end right in here somewhere. In fact, right where the foot decided to give out, where I thought the coffin bone was. See? Probably right in here. Either way, this all has to come back at least this far for that wedge to start growing out. Yeah. Okay. All right. Bye.